But I know it's a bad thing. I have to come out of that.
I didn't say it's a bad thing. I don't think it's good or bad. It's just quite stupid to be smoking. Right now we're working so hard to make our cars smoke less, isn't it? Enormous amount of research into fuels and engines and everything is going on to make our cars smoke less, isn't it? A non-smoking machine, if you make it smoke, is it stupid or intelligent?
Chronic ailments like diabetes, hypertension, asthma, eating disorders, and many of these kinds which are all essentially generated from within. All these things can be quelled from within if only we are willing to pay a certain level of attention to the innermost dimension of who we are.
That's after at least 20 years of smoking a pack a day. I just quit in a week. And then I quit smoking marijuana a week later. I started smoking marijuana when I started smoking cigarettes. Then anti-anxiety pills, gone. Within the month, I stopped drinking, I stopped smoking, I stopped doing all the drugs. They were all gone, which is amazing. And it happened so effortlessly when I look back. And I didn't go to this class to quit those things.
How to come off the addiction?
I'm sorry?
Addiction, like smoking, like drinking, something like that. No, because we know that's bad thing, but we are addicted to that. I don't know, because I do go for tennis, I go for…
I'm sorry?
I go for sports also, but sometimes we smoke regularly in 3 hours once or 2 hours once, something like that. But I know it's a bad thing. I have to come out of that.
I didn't say it's a bad thing. I don't think it's good or bad. It's just quite stupid to be smoking. It's not good or bad, it's just stupid because this machine was not made to smoke. This is an eco-friendly machine, but now you're making it into a smoking machine. That means it's stupid, isn't it? A very efficient machine, you make it inefficient machine. Is it not stupid? Is it good or bad? There's no such thing.
Yeah, we know it's bad, but…
See, that's the whole thing. The moment you call it bad, you can't leave it. See, whale knows what's bad. Why are you giving it titles that it is not? It's just stupid, that's all. If you see something as stupid, you can't be doing it every day. Somewhere, you feel smarter than other people.
No, because the taste…
See, now slowly in the world, people have gotten against you. Just 10 years ago, if you blow it into somebody's face, you felt great, they felt stupid. Now the equation is reversed in last 10 years' time, isn't it? Isn't it so? So somewhere you thought it's a smart thing to do. When you were just 10-year-old kid, you wanted to suck in and blow it out into somebody's face. It felt like a smart thing to do. You tell me, smoking, a machine that doesn't smoke, to make it smoke. Right now we're working so hard to make our cars smoke less, isn't it? Enormous amount of research into fuels and engines and everything is going on to make our cars smoke less, isn't it? A non-smoking machine, if you make it smoke, is it stupid or intelligent? Now there is a certain chemical factor to this. Your chemistry has become dependent on nicotine or caffeine or whatever. That way will change. You just see, you do Shambhavi Mahamudra, suddenly your whole system is so fired up. The need to smoke, the need to drink coffee, tea, everything just evaporates. Now if you do it, it's only for the pleasure of it. One day you feel like drinking coffee, you drink it. One day you feel like smoking, you smoke, that's up to you. But the compulsion will be taken away. The physiological dependence will be taken away. We'll do that with the practice. But first you see that it's stupid to do it.
How do we counterbalance the power of social structures put on by popular culture? It feels like it sometimes holds youth in ignorance and has them carry out a swayed perception of self-worth and can also lead people to destructive behaviors like drugs and alcohol because it's so cool. It is impossible to escape. What do we do?
I see it's a popular question. See, instead of looking at these things as moral stuff, whether it's right or wrong, because never have we been able to really decide what is right and what is wrong, isn't it? For thousands of years we have debated the same things without being able to arrive at what is truly right and what is truly wrong. One generation thinks this is it, next generation thinks that's trash. Yes or no? All the time. So let's look at it this way. to enhance your life. Is it the goal? Is it the reason why you're in the university? In some way you want to enhance your life, isn't it? Well, somebody wants money, somebody wants wealth, somebody wants knowledge, somebody wants relationships, somebody wants love. Why? Because you believe it'll enhance your life in some way, yes or no? Enhancement of life. We are not looking for money, power, love, anything. We are actually looking how this can be little more than what it is right now, isn't it? So if you want to be little more, is it important that all your faculties are little more heightened than what it is right now? I'm just saying for simple ways of looking at things. Suppose you could see better than the way you're seeing right now. Would your life be enhanced somewhat? Yes or no? If you could think better, see things better mentally, would your life be enhanced? So essentially, enhancement of your faculties is enhancement of life in many ways. This question is everywhere. Youth in India are asking me all the time, Sadhguru, you have influence in the government, why don't you make marijuana legal for us? I said, why marijuana? I'll make cocaine also legal. You want meth? We'll make that also legal. What's the problem? The problem is just this. So I asked them, see, let me take you, I'm a licensed pilot. So, not me, but we'll get another pilot for you. On a small plane, we'll take you on a nice ride. But the pilot comes smoked up. You want to fly? No, they don't say no, they say, because they think by smoking they're flying. Then I say, okay, you're not getting it. You need a major surgery, and the surgeon comes really smoked up. You want this surgery? Oh no! So you understand, it lowers your faculties. If you think by lowering your faculty, you will become better, then all the best, because you will need a lot of luck and lot of blessings, because you will not live out of your own competence for sure, yes or no? This is why I think everybody is talking empathy, compassion, because they don't want to live out of their own competence. They need other people's boost all the time. No, if you lower your faculties, your life gets lowered or high, lowered. So never use the word high again. You say, I smoked and I'm low. This is not a moral issue for me. I have no morality in me. But life should work, isn't it? Suppose my eyes become dim, do I live better? I'm asking. If my mind becomes dim, do I live better? Why do people think by lowering faculties, life gets high? No, it doesn't. It's just giving you an illusion like that, for which you will pay a price. At this stage in your life, you must look for those things which will heighten your faculties, not lower your faculties, isn't it? If you're interested, you come, I'll show you where. Look at my eyes, I'm always stoned. Yes, look at me, never touch the substance. Because the greatest chemical factory on the planet is here. Hello? The question is only whether you're ecstatic or anxious is determined by, are you a good manager of this one or are you a lousy manager? That's all that is determining this. If you're a lousy manager, you're importing chemicals from outside. If you're a good manager, you're conducting this the way you want and blissed out all the time. There is a high when you can see better, hear better, think better, visualize better. There is a tremendous high with life. I want you to know that high, not foggy high.
Chronic ailments like diabetes, hypertension, asthma, eating disorders, and many of these kinds which are all essentially generated from within, all these things can be quelled from within if only we are willing to pay a certain level of attention to the innermost dimension of who we are.
Recently, these papers have been published, maybe you already read it. A certain group of scientists and doctors in United States, from Indiana University, some from Harvard University and Florida, they studied people who've been practicing inner engineering. The genetic tendencies are changing simply with the inner engineering practices. So they recorded all these things, the biomarkers and everything. One thing that determines the nature of your experience and your mental and emotional condition is what is called as BDNF, that is brain-derived neurotropic factors. So the BDNF is higher in a positive way, threefold in 90 days. That means keeping your emotions in balance, keeping in a good state of experience and sharpness of mind and pleasantness of experience shouldn't even be a problem. There is another dimension. You know what is a cannabinoid? In India it is known as ganja, or everywhere else it's known as marijuana. In different places it's known by different names. But essentially, these are plant extracts which have a certain influence on the mood and experience of the person. But there are millions of cannabis receptors both in your brain and across the body, because you are supposed to produce it, you're not supposed to smoke it. So now, with the inner engineering practices, it's clearly… the biomarkers clearly establish that your endocannabinoid production is significantly higher. That means you are stoned by yourself, you don't need any outside help. But the impact of the endocannabinoids compared to the cannabinoids that come from outside are very, very different. It makes you intoxicated and super alert at the same time, because along with it, certain other secretions happen.
That's after at least 20 years of smoking a pack a day. I just quit in a week. And then I quit smoking marijuana a week later. I started smoking marijuana when I started smoking cigarettes. Then anti-anxiety pills, gone within the month. I stopped drinking, I stopped smoking, I stopped doing all the drugs. They were all gone, which is amazing. And it happened so effortlessly when I look back. And I didn't go to this class to quit those things.
In today's world, humanity suffers from various kinds of issues like addictions and compulsive behavior. Being addicted to substances, alcohol, nicotine, caffeine and various other aspects of life. So these addictions and compulsive behaviors, which can lead to psychological pits like depression, manic depression, all these things, essentially what it means is, in some way, we are not able to make use of the discretionary dimension of who we are. To be human essentially means this, that though we have our instincts, though we have our needs, a human being is capable of employing his discretionary mind in such a way that he can go beyond his needs, he can go beyond his compulsive behavior. Unlike other creatures, a human being has the ability to employ his discretionary mind in such powerful ways that he can even go beyond his fundamental needs of life. The whole system of yoga, or what we are calling today as inner engineering, is essentially about gaining the ability, having the ability to employ the discretionary dimension of who we are. Discretion means that we can conduct our life the way we want it, not the way we are compelled by the situations in which we exist, or the chemistry of our body, or other kinds of influences upon us. Going beyond our chemistry, going beyond our genetics, going beyond the situations in which we exist, a human being can still craft his own life the way he wants it. The basic process of inner engineering is to empower a human being to be able to employ his discretionary dimension in such a way that he can move his life to a dimension beyond his present level of existence.